Hello, everybody. This is completely unannounced. Ooh. Completely unannounced mini oracle reading. And we have two decks with us. Both were written by Diana Cooper. The Archangel Animals, the artist is Marjolaine Crucht. And the Archangels, the artist is Jane Delaford Taylor. So we're basically going to be doing the game format. If you're new to this format, or if you're new to me, or if you're new to these readings, I'm going to hold up these decks and you're going to share the number that comes to you intuitively. Now I'm going to read the first number that comes up each time, or the predominating number. Knowing that if you're here and you're resonating with it, let's say you don't pick the number, it'll still have something for you. So today, I did not know I was going to be doing this, and my guides kept showing me these images in my third eye and showing me that I would be sitting down with everyone and having more of a playful format where typically I'm showing up here and I'm like doing like a full channeling. And I'm not saying that's not going to happen today, because every time I say it's not going to, it does. But I want to just be a little bit more conscious. Yeah, a little bit more on the ground, because okay, this is what they're showing me to get it started. I'm going to have it guided, though, by all of you. So I'm going to start by just holding up this first deck and the first number that comes to you. Let me know what that is in the comments. The first number that comes to you. I'm getting a number already in my consciousness. 6. Okay, I got 7. Okay, so I'm going to do 6 and 7. We're going to get just right going right away. We've got the 6th card first, and 7 is on deck. Okay, so we have Archangel Bokpi or Bokpai. Bokpi. It's said in different ways. But okay, so I'm going to let this Archangel first just broadcast to all of you and the way that you exchange with this Archangel. Okay. Whew. I'm just allowing the energy to come on in and percolate through. Also, anyone that is here now, watching this in the future, or at any time throughout the video, if I have permission from you to see your energy field, scan you from the Akashic Records, and for you to receive the light codes that would come from that access, just say yes. And I'll also share that this doesn't mean I'm going to get your name and where you're from, and that's something that people ask me a lot. I'm basically going to be scanning all of your energy fields and seeing different imprints, different threads of commonality that we can heal and remedy and rejuvenate, transmute. Okay, so I'm going to actually pull this book and see some words that pop out to me about the writing, because this is an angel I've only recently started to tune into. And let's see. So I'm being asked, for those of you that feel like you're connecting with this divine being here, is there a word that feels to be your common thread together? Okay. And then if there is a word that's coming up there, or an energy, a feeling, a sensation, a color, a texture, just put that in the comments. Okay. And so those of you that are here, are you aware? Golden thread of light. That's beautiful. That's actually coming to me too. That's interesting. So it's really standing out right now at yellow. Okay, cool. So golden age period on Earth. Some of you are having memories to the last time you were here for a golden age. Birds stand out to you. Me too. And one thing that I want to translate about the animals, nature, and elemental connections we have on planet Earth, this is like a bridge from the spirit realm into our realm. So, hummingbirds, beautiful. You saw 2 hawks. Okay, hummingbirds are coming into the space for sure. Okay, so then I'm also going to bring in, while we're in this beautiful energy, I'm going to bring in Archangel Moriel. Trust your own wisdom and have faith in your psychic impressions. So, can't really see that good. So, psychic impressions is really standing out to me. Okay. So, of course, always take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But what I'm getting about this particular group consuming this message here in this co-creative space. Whew. We're being asked, do we sense a dissonance between us and our spiritual gifts? We're being asked, why might we have resisted our spiritual gateway? And now, whatever the answers are to that, let's transmute what's in between us and what is us. Deep down within. Because what they're showing me is there's these tiny little disconnects, tiny little cells of energy that start to disconnect the whole system. And let's see, they're having me put my pyramid on. Crazy pyramid lady here. Nope. There we go. Okay. Okay. So if you're resonating with having that dissonance between you and your spiritual gifts, between you and your clairvoyance, you and your clairsentience, you and your clairaudience, you and your insert clair gift here. Whatever that is that you were blockading, we are transmuting that now with these beautiful angels. So if you want to let go of whatever is in the way of you accessing your full soulful embodiment, your spiritual gifts at play in your every single day life, you can just say yes now. Okay, and we've got Archangel Metatron. Hello, Bradley. We've got Archangel Gabriel. Okay. Archangel Raphael. Okay. They're kind of moving through me right now, and ooh, they're making me really, really warm. Just a moment as I cool myself down. Hi, Brianna. Or Brianna, however you say that. Okay. Okay, hi, Jay. So, all right, so we have all the archangels, and those of you that want to feel it, that want to receive this. Beautiful, Bradley's feeling it. Okay, it feels like your spiritual guides, those of you here, a lot of your spiritual guides are sending me like a similar message, and I'm going to decode it so that we can all receive it. But basically, yeah, drink some water if you're feeling hot, and maybe shake out whatever area is heating up for you, because we have the spirit guides all doing their magic. You know, they here, they up in it. They up in it. I'm not sure why I'm talking like that, but I'm going to keep going. All right, so the message they're giving me is like a lot of you were resisting your spirit guides. Your spirit guides were trying to, good, Galazo, yes, please get that water if you're heating up like I am, because the spirit guides are flying through the systems and doing their things. And the dragons are here too, so little tidbit. So what they're showing me is a lot of you were resisting this connection you have with your spiritual guides because they felt too big to you. They felt too, I don't know who Jehovah is. Who's Jehovah to you, Saga? I don't really have a lot of connection to that person, personally. But, okay. Let me just filter in what they're sharing. Okay. So they just want you to know that here in this session, you might not have a connective mind frame aspect to what you receive from this, but you will have a stronger connection with your spiritual guides. As in, anything that you are doing to resist their messaging, maybe don't try anymore because it's just not going to work anymore. Just I'll be here the one to say it. It's just not going to work anymore. So just like stop trying to resist your spiritual guides. And your spiritual guides are going to come in with stuff that's subtle. So your spiritual guides are going to say, go here, not there. Your spiritual guides are going to say, get out that crayon box. Your spiritual guides are going to say, do something that feels to you like, why? That's like the biggest thing that I've found with those I work with. And Kimberly, your soul is already healed. Your soul is actually going to be healing you. Your soul is this beautiful, all-encompassing, whole, connected, being of light. And when we really tune into the soul is going to heal everything else. So it's when we're doing these types of healings, we're going back underneath those layers that were not us and they were not authentic to us. And they're just simply, the way that I see them is typically like a net or like a screen. This also has to do with neural pathways and synapses in the brain that are now having that pathway smoothed. You've been seeing angel numbers daily for months. Beautiful, Michelle. Especially 1111 and 333. So remember that these types of angel messages, when they come through numerology or through a song or through the nature around you or through whatever it comes through, this is you seeing a glimmer of the spiritual bridging into the physical. So it's your higher self in many ways. It's your guides. It's a reminder to you. So ones are typically alignments. Ones are fresh starts. Ones are, to me, symbolize sovereignty in the pillar of light. And then threes are mind, body, spirit coming into harmony. This is just from my perspective and with very few words. You had a near-death experience recently and saw the golden thread of light and fire energy. All right, Erika, hello. I had an NDE as well, 10 years ago. Fully died. Came back. So when you have an NDE, you're no longer going to have an interest in anything your ego had an interest in anymore. None of the stuff that has intrinsic meaning to your fear is going to help you or operate within you anymore. It's going to fall away. We're always just coming back to self, Bradley. But we're coming back to our source self. And our source self isn't concerned with a lot of the things we get concerned with here in the human. Brown-eyed girl, you keep waking up at 3:33. That probably means that you are receiving some information from your spirit team. I would ask you, this is what I would ask. When you're waking up at that time, does it feel do you feel inspiration? Are you feeling wired? Are you feeling scared? What's the sensation that you're being awoken with? One thing that's interesting, yeah, Rika, you feel disinterested in your old interests. It's an NDE will reshape you. Adam, your spirit team is with you all the time. You feel the need to pray, brown-eyed girl? Pray. Pray. Prayer is a beautiful way to get in touch with more of you and with Spirit, God, Creator. You can always talk directly to God. You can, and I would recommend it. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm getting an animal to pull because we're working through some stuff in the field. 4. All right. 2, 3. So for those of you that were heating up, you should be cooled now. I asked the cooling guides to come in. Is everyone feeling okay temperature-wise? We're getting sheep. This feels important. Okay. And if you're not cooled off by now, maybe this isn't the best reading for you because maybe some things are calling to you to do, like shadow work or exercise or time in nature or something like that. I'm not going to keep you here unless you really want to be here, and your heart will know. Okay, sheep, act with fortitude and cooperation, Archangels Gabriel and Hope. So we're not talking about sheep the way that like Americans might use it, like, oh, you're just a sheep following the herd. This is different energy. So just give me a moment. I'm going to read what this is bringing in. So this is coming in with this message of, I'm getting this visual of that a lot of you feel like when you're starting to embody love. This is really interesting. So take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. But you feel when you're starting to resonate with love and compassion and all these beautiful divine qualities of service and, giving. You start to resonate with those energies, and then you start to feel like, and then they're starting to show me that you start to realize that you're sort of in this sheep herd. And you're realizing you don't necessarily resonate with all the other sheep around you on this divine path. And what Spirit is bringing in here is that when that happens to you, realize that those other sheep are also you. So catch those what they're showing me as mild times where maybe you want to pray, or maybe you want to call in love and light, or maybe you want to light up your sage or bring out your crystals, or do something very sacred to you. But there's these tiny threads that hold you back from it, the threads are made of fear. So they're trying to help you understand that yes, you can learn from the mild times you're judging and then turning away from yourself in that sense. And then it's also a time for you to realize what they're showing me is that each of these sheep, they're unique. Each one of them is unique and so important to the whole. So just remember that the uniqueness, especially here on planet Earth, the uniqueness within you is not to be denied or resisted. The uniqueness within you is an essence of your divine quality. Interesting. So that came through kind of interesting, but hello, Karina. Unique puzzle pieces of the same puzzle. Authentic truth. Okay, let's see. Another animal. Is this the animal deck in my hand? No, it's not. And they said 3 of this. 1, 2. I have some new guides I'll just share. And I'm learning the language. It's kind of like we're getting the guardian angel here. So they're sharing this through me at 22 in the group. They're sharing this through me because some of you have some new guides and you're still learning the language. You're still learning the connection point. You're still, how do I say this? How do I say this? Let me calibrate a way to say this. Since these new guides speak a new language, or they have a new texture, or they have a new way of connecting with you than you're used to, you're not noticing they're there. Even your guardian angel feels to be coming into this message to remind you, and this will, again, resonate with some, but not with others, but our guardian angels can be shapeshifters. They can come in many different they can come in the way that we need them in the moment. So our guardian angel may have played with us when we were kids through different vessels. And the same goes for our whole life. So, what may resonate with us right now and help us right now, as far as our connection with our guardian angel, that may change in a few years or in a few months. And they're sharing this not to confuse you about, because some of you are still trying to narrow in on what's light and what's false light, and that's okay. It's a necessary part of the process. Please do that. But what they're sharing is, at this time on the planet where so many timelines are converging, remember that you're a multidimensional being. So remember that what you're moving through today, let's say, for example, or this hour even, for example, what you would need assistance with in this hour, it might need to be a dragon guide. Bringing some fire and some transmutation and some strength and magical alchemy and mysticism. And then in another hour, you might need an actual guardian angel figure that feels to be holding you like a child and wrapping their wings around you and making you feel nurtured and held and supported and resourced. And it feels that your guardian angels are coming through me just to remind you they are there to help you. They want to work with you, but they cannot. Oh, Michelle, you have dragons. Just ask them. Say, introduce yourself to me. Show me yourself to me. Help me understand you. Your spirit guides, let's consider them. Okay, they want to shift the paradigm on spirit guide connection. Just a moment. Okay. So they're showing me a lot of you are conceptualizing your spirit guides as like these magical, like outside of you. Only certain people have connections with spirit guides, and I'm not one of them. And you have all these little things going on in your head. And they're sharing, let's remedy, let's resolve, let's upgrade that right here, right now. Treat your spirit guides like they're a friend or the most trusted family member, the most trusted friend. They're not there to tell you how to live your life. They're there to help you tune into the deepest aspects of you and your soul and help you stop listening to the monkey mind, the busy mind, the programming, the mental patterns of limitation. They're there to help you with that. Good, Blair. Yeah. It feels like they just really want to help all of you connect with your spirit guides more, because remember that these spirit guides, okay, where they want me to take us really back to help you connect all of this. Before you came to planet Earth as a soul, you got to scan some things. You got to see some things. You got to know some key attributes, I'll say, of what your life will be. And you got to choose your guides. And so it's more so about when you're tuning into these guides, remember, this is automatic. This is like pre-earth fears and earth mess. Okay? It's like pre that worst nightmare scenario. It's pre-trauma. Okay. Yeah, and they just want you to know it's like the most natural thing to connect with them. It's not something that will feel, yes, the first few times, if you haven't been doing it for a while, it'll feel mystical, magical. You'll be like, oh my God, I closed my eyes and I saw a full dragon there and it was talking to me and it moved around me and I felt it. And I don't know what kind of voice I'm using, but it's going to feel magical and mystical the first few times, but eventually you're going to integrate. Eventually you're going to be able to have this inner dialogue with your guides without saying anything, doing anything. It's just going to be present all the time. A lot of you are there already. And, okay, that's it. Oh, gotta love those guardian angels. Gotta love them. They customize to us so well. And they can help us so well. Okay. So I only have a few more minutes. My family is going to barge through the door and be like, you know, just amazing. Because they're just great. And they're very sweet and cute and little sweetie boos. I get the feeling from them, but I've never seen or heard them. That's okay, Blair. So what you're speaking to here is clairsentience. And I would say a lot of light workers on the planet right now are waking up to their clairsentience. So the way that you're going to connect with them could just be that sensation. You just know. Remember, that's okay if it's just a knowing. You know, you might not have your full clairvoyance active, but you know full well that your guide is there. That's beautiful. Remember, that's the way that you're going to connect with your guides is going to be unique to you. Let it be for you. When we talk about all these different pathways of connections, they're just different varying ways of connection. But be open to more than that. More than what's mentioned. You keep having dreams that they're cleaning out my right ear. Okay? So the right ear is typically masculine. And so if you have repeating dreams, it would be worthy of your time to go within yourself, to go within your heart. I'm feeling, maybe it's just for you, Chris, but no, it feels like for everybody. Let me see. Yeah, it feels like for everybody. But a pen and paper or pencil and paper, basically try to work with yourself, like, why am I having this repeating dream? What am I to learn from this? Is there something in my waking life I am not seeing being revealed to me in these dreams? Because the dreams in the astral plane, there's no limit on time, which is why, you know, you can wake up 5 minutes later and you feel like you were just in 7 hours of dream, because there's no time. But we're only limited to the factor at which our conscious mind blocks our subconscious, is what they're sharing. So basically, our dreams are going to reveal to us those things in the subconscious. And, you know, you really want to be, those deep, deep, deep fears, you know, it's better to face those in the dream time than your waking life. And that's kind of part of it. And then, Chris, you shared that you're usually in a learning setting. We've probably shared some space in the astral realm, because that is part of what I do, is training with intergalactic beings in learning settings. Sometimes in the libraries, in the Akashic Records, sometimes on other realms. But that's interesting, something to explore. Maybe you're doing some galactic connection during your sleep. We all are, really, but we're just waking up to it now in the conscious. Okay. So Julie, a lot of light workers are getting a similar message and have been for the last few years. It's kind of a sounding call, a siren call, I'll say. It's something that's very present in the collective conscious right now is this messaging to it's time to wake up. It's time to remember who you are. It's time to exercise your light in the world in a way that will serve you and all those around you. It's this message of it is time to let go of everything that no longer resonates. It is time to let go of everything that no longer is serving you. And so I'm not talking about people or places or things. I'm talking about we're letting go of any relationship we have with the world, with ourselves, that are disharmonious. And it is time. I'll say it right now for everyone. I'll be the one to whisper it in both your ears to say it is time. It is time to tune into the deepest part of you. It is time to fall in love with yourself so that you can ripple and overflow that love to the whole world. And when you're playing in these subliminal, transcendental realms, just remember you can always call on your 0 point and your anchor. Some of you need to hear that. Before you're going off and you're going to bed every night, or you're going off in your meditations, or you're channeling, or you're whatever, you're doing energy healing, drop your anchor. Anchor yourself to the earth plane. It feels like that's the reminder that we all sort of needed right now is, yes, play in these magical in between spirit and physical realms, but make sure you're anchored and grounded when you do it, because that's going to be what allows your nervous system to stay balanced. And what will allow, basically what they're showing me is like this plug. So you can like imagine the cord from your root chakra plugging into the earth, and then you're falling asleep and you're off in the astral realm and you're in the Akashic learning environments and inner planes, and you're let's say upgrading some templates, you're doing some soul retrieval, some soul work. And when you wake up from that, if you're making sure to do that grounding before you go to sleep, your whole body will be healed from this work. So basically they're showing you it's not just about the ethers. When you're doing this sort of thing and you're really involving the body, so it's back into the body, is coming into the field now. Some of you just need to hear, okay, I'm going to channel a little message and then I have to close it out because I really will. It's going to be noisy in here in a minute. Okay. So the message that's coming in is just remember that as you're anchoring your soul on this planet, through this body you're in, remember you're anchoring more of you every single time. Every time you're calling on those spirit guides, you're anchoring more of you through your body. Remember to involve your body. Remember how your body is this divine temple, this divine vehicle for you to be, this is what they're showing too at the very end, which is a lot of us, we miss the angelic realms, we miss the ascended master planes, we've been there. If you know, you know. If you feel it, you feel it. But remember that you came into the physical for a reason, and there's very juicy, valuable aspects to being in a human vessel and in a physical body on the earth plane that when you're back up there eventually, you'll kind of miss. You'll kind of miss it a little bit. So appreciate it while you're here. It's kind of funny that I have this likewise game here that I haven't played. to hold this up to meet each other so we won't be fearful on the ships. Yeah. So those of you that are visiting these ships, didn't think I was going to go here on this reading today, but if you're here and you're hearing this, it's probably because you are on some ships. These are light ships. These are interdimensional ships, and they're very here on the Earth plane. We're discovering this, space arcs, these motherships. Remember to tune into what feels good and what resonates with all of this. If you're brought somewhere that does not feel like it resonates, you have free will and you do not have to go. Okay? Because in the intergalactic connections, all sorts of beings are out there. I wish I could tell you they're all love and light. But be aware. And know that your free will is very powerful and strong. So any being that would pose any kind of like quote unquote threat to you, you have free will. Don't let anyone trick you into thinking you don't have free will. You're made of love. Your soul is absolutely incredible. So embody your soul. You'll know it's your soul because it'll feel right and true. Your soul knows. The mind thinks, the soul knows. And there's that garage door. All right, I love you all so much. I will maybe post this on my YouTube, but it'll definitely be in my energy healing membership, which is $11 a month. It's loaded with like, I don't even know, hundreds of hours of healings and channelings and tons of stuff that I just don't feel so comfortable like posting publicly. But thank you all for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. Your energy is staying with you. My energy is staying with me. And may you be filled up with love and the divinity that you absolutely already are. Let's take one deep breath together. Namaste.